Hello, good morning, for some good afternoon, and for others good evening, and welcome. I say welcome because I feel as though right now we are entering this space and time where we get to interact, whether it be physically or virtually. I have been on this journey of self-discovery for quite some time now, and it was not until recently that I began to truly understand what it was and truly begin to appreciate my life as it unfolds and all of the processes and lessons that I did have to learn to get to this point. And I'm looking forward to the evolutionary process of my own spirituality and inner journey and understanding who I am. I had been searching and looking for quite some time for my own inner voice, and how do I relay that to others? How do I express the divine love and energies that I am able to tap into and cultivate and apply? How do I convey that to others? And I've been using meditation now for over 11 years, various techniques and various forms of meditation, so much so that it's come to the point where I can be in a meditative state while I'm doing the dishes. But I've learned how to quiet my mind. I've learned how to elevate my frequencies, and what I mean by that is I found a way to place myself in my happy place, even all the way down to relocating and my home and my outer environment now reflects what's happening internally, excuse me. One of the questions, or the question of the day that came to me during my meditation, my inner self-talk, as well as through my dreams. And we'll go into that a little bit later as you get to know me through these series of videos and messages. One of the questions or epiphanies that I've had is understanding who I am, or understanding my place in my universe, and understanding how to accept and allow others to be who they are, where they are. And I think when you begin to understand that part, or accept that part, things in life and dealing with others in the circumstances that come your way become a little bit easier. One of the things that I had to understand and try to make habit was to accept that my processes for me to get here are different from yours. The process it took for me to get here with my breakthroughs and my life lessons are different from yours. They're different from my children's. They're different from my parents. They're different from what my grandparents were. They're different from what my husband's processes are. And understanding that makes things a little bit easier. I able to understand that a blade of grass had to go through a process to be that blade of grass. And I appreciate it. That was work. A tree had to go through its processes to become a tree. And I understand that. And I appreciate that tree for it. Birds, bugs, I am still not a fan of spiders. I'm trying. I'm working on it though. I really, really am. But everything has its process. And I think that epiphany really struck me when my husband brought me a bouquet of flowers. And I looked at them and I was like, they're so beautiful. It's a shame they have to die. And then it hit me. I became so saddened by the fact that those flowers had to die just so that I can enjoy them for a limited period of time. And so I told my husband, I said, don't ever bring me another bouquet of flowers. I appreciate you bringing them to me. It was such a warm and loving gesture. I said, but I don't want to kill something to admire its beauty. I would rather plant a garden together, and then I can admire its beauty based on me tending that garden and doing the work to help them bloom. So I'm giving something back. I'm giving it life. And then I can admire it whenever I want to without cutting them down. And he understood that. And, we went out and we bought seeds, and now we're planting a garden. And for me, being able to share my journey is very important. I haven't quite figured out why that is as of yet, but I'm working on it. But I feel like my life and the things that I've learned and how I've overcome certain things in my life, it should be shared to help others. And I think wanting to be more unified and wanting to live and exist from a place of self-love and divine love is something that I've always been drawn to do, even down to past relationships that did not work out well. I was still searching for love. When I realized that love comes from within, it is something that's always with me, that I always have, that I can always tap into, and that I can always express for myself. I can always give myself love. I'm not reliant on outside forces to give it to me, but I do enjoy sharing it with others. So everything in your life and the journey that you are embarking on, it begins with you. Everything in your life begins and ends with you. Your first breath to your last breath, it is yours. You have been given this gift of life, and you're here to experience so many of the world's glorious wonders and glorious experiences that can take you to that next level, that can help you evolve on your journey. And we have all made decisions within our lives and made choices on how do we take that next step and how do we get to that next goal and how do we attain that next desire. And it comes down to the choices that we make. So how do you make the right choices? And I believe that when you are choosing things from a place of self-love and self-honoring who you are, you're able to make those soul-honoring decisions. So our processes and our who we are is to be who we are, where we are, and allow others to do the same in their universe. It is your universe. It is about you. You are the center of your life, your existence. There are things that happen around you, right, that reflect who you are and how you see the world. And if you don't like where you are and you don't like who you're becoming and you don't like the things that you're seeing, you have to stop and take a moment to reflect and go in and begin to dive deep and remove the things that are not working for you. Remove the things that are not allowing your processes to flow, freely, to flow and give you those experiences that are for your greater good. And so I guess, it is safe to say that how can you begin to make your life easier, and it is to understand your place in your own life, the role that you are taking in your own life, the choices you are making in your own life, your processes to get to where you are, to exist in your happy, peaceful place. And one of the things is to allow others to go through their processes. That does not mean that you do not offer assistance. It does not mean that you don't help guide, but their life and what they need to learn is a little bit different, right? So teacher-student philosophy. You're either always a teacher or you're always a student. You're one or the other at any given point in time. And when you are interacting with others, sometimes you have to still who you are and understand their processes are a little bit different. So you don't necessarily want to be too judgmental. You want to understand where they're coming from. And sometimes when you understand where they're coming from, you're like, I'm not going where you're going. I'm still going to go this way. And you're able to discern and make that decision. So, we'll go into more of this as we, progress and as we continue on this path and as I continue on this path. And I'm happy to share these little moments with you, my little coffee and conversations with you, with the world, with those who are listening. It can only be one person, it can be none. However, I was able to use my talent and my gift, and I'm finding my voice more and more every day. I hope that you join me again. I am Kenya Zandrowicz. My website is knzandrowicz.com. Please go, please visit, please subscribe, and we'll grow together. And my goal is to continue for myself and to assist others in going from a life from A to Zen.